Happy Sunday, friends. Just had a little breakfast, catching up on a couple messages from you. I know a lot of you are in my inbox, and I'm coming today. But I want to talk about tomorrow, and I also want to kind of tell you, well, I feel like I've been talking about this a lot, so sorry if it's a broken record. But I share this because I know that sometimes you get so deep in your own hole and journey that you feel like it's just you, and there's no way other people might be feeling this way, but when in fact, probably other people are feeling the same way you are. You're never alone wherever you're at in your journey. I want you to remember that. That doesn't give you permission to stay stuck, right? You're not a tree. So if what you're doing isn't serving you and it's not making you feel, you don't need to feel like a rock star every single day, but I want you to feel like you're getting some kind of forward momentum. And I want you to remember that you're the one ultimately in charge of that. So if you're feeling like it's the same thing on repeat, or you have the same roadblock that keeps happening, something has to shift. And it doesn't have to be a huge shift, right? It's not like you have to remodel your entire life and do all the things like from scratch. It could just be a teeny tiny pivot. It's kind of like, when you think of an airplane and if they just got the slightest degree off their path, they're going to wind up in an entirely different location. And so as imperfect humans, because we're all like messy and working on this journey, it's really common where you need to constantly recalibrate and you need to constantly reevaluate and just pivot the slightest little thing, okay? So as we go into a fresh week, I want you to ask yourself, what is off kilter in my journey? What can I make a promise around? And please don't make a huge promise, okay? This isn't like some kind of test at will. I'm not asking you to completely go do a 180, but I want you to be aware, self-aware of where you're at with your journey and what's happening, where you're feeling good and where you're not feeling good, and then just make a teeny tiny change. Make a small promise to yourself. And like I keep saying, you need to lower your expectation but raise the bar. So what promise are you going to make to yourself? It doesn't need to be, I'm going to read an entire book this week. Okay, that's too big of a goal and you're setting yourself up for failure. Would it be great if you read the whole book? Yeah, absolutely. But is it more accomplishable? Is that a word? Sure. If you commit, you make a promise that I'm going to spend 5 minutes every day reading, or I'm going to read 5 pages or 10 pages, or I'm going to listen to 5 minutes of my audiobook, and you're getting that forward momentum so that you can get to the end goal, but it's not so big that it discourages you right out of the gate. Okay, that I think is the trick to getting momentum with this journey and feeling really proud and ultimately seeing the results that you want to see, whether they're physical or they're emotional or psychological. You have to make a promise and then you have to take action. So don't make that promise too big. I want you to lower your expectations, and if you exceed them, awesome. But I want you to raise the bar on, I'm going to make this promise to myself and I'm going to do it every single day or 5 days a week, whatever your promise is. I'm going to keep it because I believe in myself. And if I don't believe in myself, I'm going to remember that Sarah does, and I'm going to borrow that belief. So I've messaged a couple of you who are maybe in a shame spiral. Maybe you're kind of slogging along and you're feeling stuck. You guys, it's okay to pivot. So I love gut protocol. I've been talking about it. It just completely changed the game for me. But somewhere along the way, back around Mother's Day, I ate my feelings. And it started a cycle where every day I would wake up. That's freaking May. That's crazy because now we're almost in July. So in May, this happened. Pay attention. Listen along. Every day I would wake up with a fresh intention, right? I would use my dry erase board like I talked to you guys about. I would set a fresh promise, a fresh intention. I would pivot. I would set myself up for success. And I would be like, today's the day. I felt so good when I was doing gut protocol and I'm going to be back on track. And every day I would sabotage. I would get off track. I would eat something, and then it would kind of create this cycle. And then the next day, I would feel shame about the previous day, but I'd be like, I'm not going to bring yesterday into today. It's a fresh start. Here we go. Let's go. And something would happen. So I've been doing this now for 2 months, and it is wasting way too much of my life. I'm feeling bad. I'm feeling gross. And I don't need to be, other than the fact that I am setting this intention for myself. I'm making a promise, but I'm not keeping it. So instead of beating the dead freaking horse over here, I decided to do something totally different, okay? It's okay to put things back on the shelf. I'm not breaking up with Gut Protocol. I am not saying Gut Protocol didn't work for me. I'm not saying it's not a good program. It was freaking amazing in the season I did it. And if that season is a week for you, that's cool, okay? I'm going to put it back on the shelf. And I know that's a tool I'm going to use again because I freaking love it. My results were profound. I felt so much better. But I'm just in this like cycle, this brain cycle thing that's not serving me. It's taking up way too much energy. I'm expending way too much mental space on it. So bye-bye, it's going back on the shelf, okay? Doesn't mean you can't do Gut Protocol. I'm just sharing where I'm at. So tomorrow I'm starting To Be Mindset. If you've ordered a challenge pack in the last, I don't know, handful of months, you get all these tools. And this is one of them. It says My Tracker. If you maybe open your box, you're like, what is this? This goes with one of the nutrition programs you get access to. There's the containers, which I'm a diehard believer in. And then there is this program, which I have some resistance around because it's more loosey-goosey, intuitive. And that freaks me out, to be really honest with you. I'm a structure kind of gal. But the structure isn't working. And I can keep living in this space of I'm going to do it. Oh, I didn't do it. I'm going to do it. Oh, I am not getting momentum there. And it doesn't feel good. I don't want to live in that space because you know what? I am showing up to my workouts and I am showing up to my mindset work and I am showing up to these other areas and rocking it. But this other thing is creating shame and it's distracting. It's stealing my wins. So I'm putting it on the shelf and I'm going to try something different. I'm going to pivot even though it scares the you know what out of me. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to commit to doing this. Let's see. I am on I'm going into week 5. Yeah, week 5 of 9-week control freak. So I'm going to finish the program doing this. I'm going to watch all the videos and I'm going to be a beginner alongside you if you need to do this. I'm not an expert at this. Carla is our resident expert. So I'm like, hey, Coach Carla, you're up. Help us figure this out. But the way you figure it out is you don't wait for someone to come tell you about it. You don't wait for your coach to drag you along. You use the tools you have. You have BOD. You have the To Be Mindset tab. There's tons of resources and videos and ideas and recipes and printouts and PDFs, and you have this. So let's take ownership together and let's do the next right thing. And if your nutrition plan, if you're in between things or what you're doing, you're kind of struggling with it, then try something different. It is not tattoo. It is not a marriage. It is not some huge commitment. It is simply you trying different things, different tools in your tool chest to see what helps you help yourself. Okay. So let's have a Jerry Maguire moment. Let's help us help each other. Okay. This is what I'm starting tomorrow. I'm sticking with my workout program. I'm starting a brand new personal development book because I finally finished the one I was reading today, which was Hold the Line if you're a law enforcement wife, which there's a lot of you in here. I can't say enough good things about that book. A couple of you asked to do like a book club, and I don't want to. It's not where I'm at. I think that for me, living it right now is heavy enough, and I don't want to talk about it with other people. Sorry. So if you want to rally and do a book club together, then do that. But I don't have, it's not a heart nudge for me. Like I want to do this. Okay. So what are you reading? What are you listening to? What are you promising yourself? What does your nutrition look like? What are your workouts? You don't need to puke in your mouth hearing me say that because you don't have to do all of them, but you need to pick one thing. And then I'm a big believer in just stair-stepping them, building block them. You make one promise to yourself this week. I'm going to start pushing play on a workout again. And then you pick your program, okay? And then you do what you can every single day. And if you only get 5 minutes in the first day and it's severely modified, you don't shame yourself. You are proud of the fact that you showed up for 5 minutes and you celebrate the crap out of that. You check that day off on your calendar if you've printed it off or if you screenshot it in your phone. Next, you move on to the next day. Is this going to give you crazy huge results? Probably not, but I'm more interested in you finding your wins and getting your momentum. I've heard it over and over and over in the 8 years I've been coaching. Oh, I think today's my coach anniversary. Yeah, so in the 8 years I've been coaching, I've heard over and over, I just need to get motivated. I just need to find the time. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. You need to make a promise to yourself. You need to ask yourself, what do I need right now? Just pick one thing, and then you make that promise. And then you take action every single day and you set yourself up for success. You figure out, where does this fit best in my day? You leave yourself a little love note, or you set an alarm on your phone. You carve out that time. You protect that space. You set out your workout clothes the night before. Like, I have made games with myself over the years as I'm trying to make things a habit, because sometimes it's really hard to create a healthy habit. And so I make a game with myself. I can't shower until I move my body. Like, that's my game every single day. I know if I take a shower and put on my makeup and get dressed, I probably am not going to work out. Or if I do, I'm really going to resent it. It's not going to be fun. But I found in this season, working out in the morning works best for me. There was a time where I was working out after my kids went to bed, because that's what worked for me. And it's okay. You're okay to have your story change. It's okay for you to pivot along the way. That is the most important part of this entire thing. If you're still doing what you started with 5 years ago, 2 months ago, it might be time to pivot. Okay. If I was still doing the same workout and the same nutrition plan and using the same shake and like all the things were the same, that doesn't account for growth. It's okay for you to fail. It is okay for you to try things and be like, nope, not a fit right now. That's not failure. That is you exploring what you need and being intuitive about the journey. And that's encouraged. So where are you at? What promise do you need to make to yourself tomorrow? What can you realign? It doesn't have to be huge. It's those small, tiny, seemingly so insignificant decisions. Does it really matter? It's slippery. Does it really matter if I do this? Those are the ones that matter most. So build your momentum. Count all your wins. Try something different. If gut protocol isn't what you need right now, then put it on the shelf. It doesn't mean you're breaking up with it. You're not getting divorced. It's not a failure. It's not a, this will never work for me. It is a, in this moment, this is what I need. And I'm willing to be an imperfect, messy work in progress as I figure it out along the way. Okay? Utilize the accountability you have. We have bod groups. We have the Facebook group. What else? There's the daily Zoom, which happens 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, Monday through Saturday. Hop on there. If that time doesn't work for you, then drop a comment in this group. I know there's lots of you that like need different times, and that link is available. You can use it whenever. So find an accountability buddy. If there's someone in here that you keep seeing them share their journey, like connect with them, message them, comment under the thing and be like, hey, do you want to be my workout buddy? It doesn't mean you're getting matching tattoos. It doesn't mean you have to go on vacation. It doesn't even mean you're linked together forever. It just means in this season, you're inspiring me and I want to be inspired too. And let's just do this together. Cool? Cool. So tomorrow, To Be Mindset. I have my thing here. I haven't watched a single video. I'm completely unprepared. I'm not grocery shopping. But that's where we're at. I'm going to make the promise to myself. I'm going to set the intention and I'm going to figure it out as I go. You don't have to get all your ducks in a row. Your ducks can be at a total rave. It can be, just crazy town, a busy day. It's a busy ass week ahead. Like we've got tournaments and I have days I'm driving, and actually I'm driving every day this week, and we have camping. And I could say, I'll come back to it. I'm good for right now. I could do that. But it doesn't serve me. It doesn't feel good. And then I will create a story in my head, which creates shame. And then it's just this like out of control spiral. And I can stay back and I can feel shitty and I can watch it spiral and explode. Or I can say, all right, this is life. This is my life that I get to live. Today is all I have. Tomorrow isn't promised. So what do I need to do today? What can I realign? How can I show up? What wins can I collect? How can I choose to be proud of where I am today? What isn't serving me? And what is? It's okay. It's not a test. It's not a pass or fail. No one's going to fire you or report you. Like, this is your perfectly imperfect journey. So if you need help navigating it, raise your hands. But you have all the tools you need, and I believe in you. If I could figure this out pretty much like on my own, you can figure it out, right? Totally, you can do this. It's not a tattoo. It's not permanent. It's just you trying things on and seeing what works for you, okay? Okay, so fresh week, new intention. Let yourself be excited. If you're feeling nervous, I want you to remember what Brianna has said to me many times, that nervous and excited are the same feeling. It just has a different energy and emotion attached to it. Nervous and excited are the same thing. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to promise yourself that you're going to keep the promise you make and you're going to do the next right thing. You're going to drink a glass of water. You're going to log your stuff in your book. You're going to watch some videos. If you're unclear, don't allow things to overwhelm you. That is a decision that we make. There's too much. I don't know where to begin. That is you feeding that fire versus I'm perfectly capable of watching one video. I'm perfectly capable of moving my body, whether it's dancing in my living room or pushing play on a workout or going for a walk or swimming with my kids. I'm perfectly capable of moving my body, and I'm going to log it, and I'm going to celebrate it, and I'm going to be proud of the momentum I'm getting. I don't like the story I'm telling myself. I feel heavy, I feel sad, I feel worn out, I feel overwhelmed. If that is you, then your brain isn't going to automatically pivot. You have to change the story. And by changing the story, that's when I read a book or I listen. More importantly, I listen to a podcast. I listen to someone who inspires me, who shares their journey. I listen to that person so that number one, I don't feel so alone. And number two, I'm changing my story. I'm letting other people's words come into my life so that I can pivot. There's been so many times on the regular where I've become overwhelmed with my story and my thoughts and my feelings. And I know as an anxious person, I could allow that to spiral and I could literally go down the drain. Or I could say, this doesn't feel good and this isn't serving me. So today I'm going to pivot and I'm going to listen to someone else, even if it's for 5 freaking minutes. It all adds up. Okay. So I believe in you. I'm pivoting my journey tomorrow. I'm encouraging you to make a pivot as well. If you need help, if you need accountability, let's go. Let's hear about it. I want to see how you win today. Find a buddy or reach out to me and, collect your wins. You're worthy of this effort. You are worthy of this time. It is not a waste. You will believe me, it's really easy to be like, when things slow down, when summer is over. No, because when summer is over, it's back to school. And then it's the holidays. And then it's the new year. There will always be something. But your life today is worth living and worth pivoting for and showing up for and doing your best and surrendering the freaking rest. Can I get an amen on a Sunday?